When professional drone pilot Ronnie is sent up into the mountains of Tibet to get some special footage, he never expected to find anything other than rocks and snow. But when he flies his drone over a forbidden area in the mountains, he captures these giant glass domes located in 2 mountain craters. Ronnie knows that there must be a very good reason for them being here. You won't believe what these domes are actually hiding. When Ronnie had managed to capture most of the footage he needed in the mountains, he decided to gear up his drone for the final shot. A high flight over the mountain. He had to be quick, as he actually wasn't allowed to film in this area, and Ronnie would soon find out why. When Ronnie got the drone up high, he saw that in the crater of the mountaintops were 2 giant glass domes. With the last bit of battery left in the drone, Ronnie attempted to fly it closer to the domes to get a look of what was inside. Ronnie could barely believe his eyes when he finally got a look at what was hidden inside these mountains. But why were these domes up here in the mountains? What were they covering? And why was Ronnie not allowed to film in this area? But before we continue, smash the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss our upcoming stories. Ronnie has been flying drones professionally for over 10 years, but has been flying for fun for even longer. He works for movies, documentaries, and even sporting events. There have been so many good shots, but these will all be nothing compared to the discovery he is about to make high up in the Tibetan mountains. Ronnie was used to going to some extreme locations to get footage, but going to the Tibetan mountains was a first for him. It would be a solo trip. He was told to get some footage of the mountaintops and snow that would be used in a documentary about wildlife in negative temperatures. But this wouldn't be easy. Although his drone was top-notch, state-of-the-art, Ronnie was still unsure about accepting the job. It would require a lot of work in a very difficult environment. It would be at an incredible height, and the cold would be below freezing. Would it be worth it to get these shots? There was only one way to find out. The only way to get to the filming area would be on foot. Climbing up through the snowy mountains of Tibet was not Ronnie's idea of fun, and he was ready to reject the job. But money wasn't in the equation yet, and it could make him change his mind. And it certainly did. The company was prepared to offer him so much money for these shots that he simply couldn't say no. Figuring that as long as he found a good guide up the mountain, he'd be okay. After all, it was just work being work. It was always difficult to get the perfect shot. This would just be a little more extreme. The first thing to do would be to find a guide, someone who would know the area well and could take him up the mountain on foot. Most likely he'd have to find someone local, and the people around here weren't nice to outsiders. It took him 2 days before he could get anyone to talk to him. Ronnie needed to hurry up and back down the mountain with the shots ready to send in order to deliver them on time. If he didn't get the footage sent within a week, the documentary would fall behind, and that would mean a pay cut to Ronnie. Now that the local people were talking with him, Ronnie was able to hire 2 Sherpas to guide him up the mountain. The Sherpa people are nomadic and knew the mountainside well. Even with their knowledge, the trip was difficult and cold. Ronnie began to doubt if his equipment would even work in these conditions. The high wind was freezing and didn't let up for a day and a half. But with a bit of luck, Ronnie and his guides reached the filming location. The weather even began to let up, and Ronnie was beginning to get hopeful again. If he could just get these shots quickly, he'd be back down the mountain in no time. But things were about to change. Ronnie got to work preparing his drone. He talked with his guides and got some bad news. They knew the routes around here well because they were usually full of people. There were lots of flags along the routes and indicators of human life and interaction. This was exactly what Ronnie didn't want. Given that this was a nature documentary, the mountains needed to be as free of human life as possible. It should look natural and clean. Having flags and possibly people in the shots wouldn't look good, and the company might not accept it. Luckily, Ronnie's guides had an idea that would change the entire trip. There was a portion of the mountains that was off-limits to the Sherpa people, as well as any other outsider. This meant that those parts of the mountains were mainly untouched and natural. It would be perfect for the documentary, but there was a slight problem that could mean serious trouble. Given that this portion of the mountain was off-limits, it was also forbidden for planes and helicopters to fly over it. This would also include drones, or it would, but given that drones were so new, they hadn't been specified in any laws yet. Despite the risk, Ronnie was going to go ahead with their plan. He'd done too much, and had come so far not to try, especially since he'd spent so much time and money just to get here. He wasn't going to leave without getting what he came for, and it would be his stubbornness that would lead him to his discovery. Once they got to the edge of the restricted area, Ronnie set up his drone and lifted it into the air. His guides were fascinated with his drone and watched him as he moved it around in the sky. Ronnie steered the drone in the direction of the mountaintops, which were fully restricted. The drone was out of sight in 15 minutes, but Ronnie could still see where he was going through the camera. It was time to start getting the footage that he came here for. Ronnie brought the drone around the mountaintops and set it up in different positions. This would be filming the steep mountainsides and some close-ups of falling snow. What he saw on the camera was incredible, and it was going to get even more so. With the weather cooperating, Ronnie was able to get his most difficult shots. He then did some wide angles around the mountains, capturing different rocky points and snow mounds. There were some mountain goats living all the way up there, which resulted in some wonderful footage of wildlife in action. Unfortunately, those would be some of the last shots he'd get. The drone's battery was dying. It was time to wrap it up and get the drone back. Ronnie could only get one more shot. The final shot was going to be grand. Ronnie wanted to give a sweeping view of the mountains to show how big they really are, and show the beauty as a whole. He turned the drone around and aimed, looking carefully through the camera. That's when he saw it, and his jaw dropped. While he only expected to see the mountaintops and clouds, Ronnie was given a completely different sight, something he never expected to see up here. So what did Ronnie see? It looked like two giant glass domes stuck in the craters of the mountains. But what would these glass domes be doing here? What was their purpose, and more importantly, who had put them here? Ronnie couldn't answer these questions, but maybe his guides could. After all, they knew the area and most things that happened here. After being stunned for nearly a whole minute, Ronnie came to his senses and called over his guides. He asked them to explain what he was looking at on the monitor, but they had no idea. They were just as clueless as Ronnie was, but he wasn't planning on staying clueless for long. Ronnie was more than curious and really wanted to take a closer look with his drone. Unfortunately, the alarm came to him that the battery was running out. If he didn't get his drone back to him now, he would never see it again. But the domes were right there. More than reluctant, Ronnie turned his drone toward him and flew it back. Flying as fast as it could, the drone barely made it back to Ronnie before completely powering off. He was happy to have the drone back, but this didn't solve the mystery. There was definitely something strange up there, and he wanted to see it. Ronnie didn't waste any time packing up his equipment. He was going to go hiking up there. It was still far away, but he was more than determined. Even with his courage and curiosity, there was something stopping him, and it wasn't the distance. So what was stopping Ronnie, and would he get past it? The thing stopping Ronnie wasn't the weather or the distance. It was his guides. They insisted that this was forbidden territory and that no one should go into it. They didn't want to break the law and get into trouble. But Ronnie wasn't afraid of the law and was too curious to stay back. After a long talk and some serious convincing, one of the guides agreed to go with him. He was curious too, especially after seeing the drone footage. The other guide wanted nothing to do with it and headed back down the mountain to the campsite. This left Ronnie with one guide and determination. Would it be enough? They crossed the border quickly into the forbidden territory. There wasn't a gate or fence to keep people out. Simply a sign that said, "No trespassing." It was enough to keep the locals out, but not Ronnie. He had the spirit and the drive to do great things. Ronnie and his guide continued on through the forbidden territory. It was quiet and the snow was so even. Ronnie was tired from his day of work, but pushed on. It was only an hour later when they came to the mountain that they'd seen in the video. It would be climbing nearly straight up from here on out. They couldn't see the domes yet, but this was definitely the right mountain. It was just a matter of climbing, feeling like he was so close. Ronnie pushed onward with his guide's help. He managed to get to the top where the land was flatter and they could finally see the domes. They had made it. But what was it? They decided to look at the small one. The big one was still up the cliff a bit, and they'd need to go up a steep hill to get there since it was located more inside the mountain's crater, but they wouldn't have to go up there at all. The small dome held all the answers if they could just get inside. They hurried up to the small dome, which was actually rather large in person. Walking around the dome, Ronnie finally fell to his knees and wiped away some snow. He was standing on a large piece of glass, and he wanted to see through it. Looking down, he wasn't prepared for what he saw. With the reflection of the light and the snow and the darkness, it was difficult to see anything at all. As his eyes adjusted to the scene, Ronnie thought he could make out what looked to be soil. Who would put a field of empty soil way up high in the mountain? Looking up, Ronnie saw his guide beckoning him to come over. He was excited about something. Ronnie wasted no time in approaching him, and soon found out why he was so excited. But this would become more dangerous as well. His guide found a door on the side of the mountaintop, buried in so much snow it clearly hadn't been opened in a long time. Ronnie didn't want to wait, but the door was locked tight. No physical locks to pick or break. Searching further, Ronnie found a scanner, but it displayed a message that its batteries were dead. Ronnie found it strange that such high-tech gear could fail so simply, but he saw an opportunity. He quickly pulled the batteries from his drone and loaded them into the lock. The device lit up bright, revealing a face scanner. This was high security, definitely a problem for two civilians. But Ronnie didn't think about the law, or the fact that they were trespassing. He figured, what was the worst that could happen? He held his face up to the scanner. To their total shock, the machine reacted. The door clicked and unlocked. They stepped into a small tunnel under the dome, Ronnie's heart pounding in his ears. This was the answer he'd been waiting for. At the end of the tunnel was a second unlocked door. Opening it, they stared into giant rooms beneath the dome. The air was temperature-controlled, pleasant compared to the freezing cold outside. There were stockpiles of supplies to last for years, and Ronnie finally stood before the soil field he had seen through the glass. But where were the people? Ronnie spotted a sign on the wall written in the local language and waited for his guide to translate. Presidential Doomsday Bunker. It all made sense now. The field, the supplies, the secrecy. The government had secretly prepared a bunker for the president, officials, and the elite to hide during a disaster. Ronnie realized this couldn't be the only one. Surely monarchs and the ultra-rich had similar places stashed all over the world. He also knew one thing for sure. He should not be there. Ronnie and his guide exited as fast as they could, retrieving the drone batteries and sealing the door. They began the long descent to camp, Ronnie actually hoping for snow to cover their tracks. They agreed never to speak of this, fearing that if word got out, they might be arrested or killed. Ronnie deleted the footage of the domes from his drone, then handed the rest of the generic footage to his employer. That was it for him. He was never going to let curiosity get the best of him again. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss our upcoming videos.